Welcome to another video from Play Simple Chords. In this video, I'm going to conclude this series on passing chords, and I'm going to combine the last two concepts together. The concept of using the minor 2 of a 5 chord and the concept of using borrowed chords from other scales. In this example, the borrowed chords will be coming from a scale based on the 6th tone of the scale and based on the 4th tone of the scale. So let's look at the scale real quick. A flat is the 1, B flat is the 2, C is the 3, D flat is the 4, E flat is the 5, F is the 6, G is the 7, and then we're back to A flat. Chord progression that we're going to go over first, it'll be the use of a minor 2 chord going to a dominant 5. Now let's look at the 2 of E flat. Now this one is real easy, which is why I'm combining it with the 2-5-1s that are borrowed from other scales, related scales, because in this case the 2 of the 5, the only 5 in this particular progression, which is E flat, is B flat, which basically makes it a 2-5-1 in the key of A flat. So B flat is the 2 of E flat, which is the 5 of A flat. So we already have a 1-6-4-5-1 progression. 1, 6, 4, 5, 1. So we just add the 2 to it, and because it won't be sequential, rhythmically speaking, it won't be your standard. It won't sound like that because the rhythm is not set for that. So we would play 1, 6. We can throw in this passing chord to the 4, and to the 5, to the 1, to the 5, passing chord to the 5, and then to the 1. Let's do that again. 1, A flat going to the 6, which is F minor 7, passing chord to the 4, which is D flat major 7, and then B flat to the E flat, which is the 5 to 1. Now this concept is easy to see by looking at the circle of fourths. We're looking at tones moving in fourths clockwise on the circle. So the 5 of E flat would be B flat. Excuse me, the 2 of E flat would be B flat. And the 1, which would be the target, would be A flat. So if you go back one step from E flat, you have a 2, E flat's the 5, A flat's the 1. If you go back one step from B flat, F is the 2, B flat is the 5, E flat will be the 1. So that's an easy way to find out what's the 2 of the chord that's a dominant. And in the case of A, if you want to know what's the A of what's the 2 of A, if A is the dominant chord, that would be E minor. So it would be E minor, A dominant to a D major, and that would be your 2-5-1. Just goes in a straight line around the circle like that. Now let's move on to the concept of borrowed chords coming from other progressions. And in this case, we're looking at 2-5-1s that can be borrowed from relative scales. And the two common scales that these come from would be the 6th or the 4th. And the 6th in this case is F minor. So it's not just any F minor, it would be the harmonic minor. And when you would look at the harmonic minor, the 2-5-1 in a harmonic minor would give you a G7 flat 5, G minor 7 flat 5, going to a C7 flat 9, and then you would go to your F minor. So where would you put that in the chord progression we have? We'd go from A flat, and then we would usually just go straight to the F minor. But in this case, we would go So in that example, F minor was the scale. The F harmonic minor scale was the scale that provided the 2-5-1 that would be used to go to F minor as the target chord. And that would give you a G minor 7 flat 5, which is a characteristic chord of the harmonic minor, and it would give you the C7 flat 9, which is a characteristic chord of the harmonic minor. Now the other source that you would go to is if your target chord is the D flat in this case, which would be the 4. So if you go into D flat, this progression is commonly referred to as a 5-1-4, but we know that the 5 chord is a dominant chord in the parent scale, so we would have to be pulling this chord progression from some other scale, and that scale is the D flat major scale. So in the D flat major scale, that 2-5-1 would be E flat minor 7, going to an A flat 7, and then to the D flat major. Okay, let's apply these concepts. The two of the dominant, the borrowed chords from the harmonic minor scale for F harmonic minor scale, and borrowed chords from the D flat major scale. And we'll apply it to our standard progression, and that will complete the lesson. So we start with a 1 as the A flat, and then we go to the 6. To the 4, to the 5, 1. Okay, now we're going to add the changes. So we added the 2-5-1 from the F harmonic minor scale, and then we added the 2-5-1 from the D flat major scale. Then we added the 2 of 5, which is E flat, and then we go to the 1. The concept of borrowed chords and passing chords, substitute chords, requires an understanding of scales and the chords, the diatonic chords that are produced on each scale degree. Another concept to understand is that these 2-5-1 that I'm talking about is a substitute chord in the harmonic minor. If you look only at the bass notes are the 7th, the 3rd, and the 6th tones in the A flat major scale, which is the parent scale for this progression. But the 3 in the parent scale is minor, but the way it's used as a passing chord progression, a 2-5-1 passing chord, that 3 becomes a dominant 7, flat 9, or any other kind of alteration you might want to make to your dominant 7th chord that fits with the harmony of the song that you're using it in. So the reason what makes it a borrowed chord is you now find the scale that actually has a C minor 7 as a dominant in it, also paired to a 2 minor 7 flat 5 and a minor 1 chord that it's going to. And that scale happens to be the harmonic minor. Now, if you look purely at the harmonic minor scale, you're going to see that the F isn't a straight minor. It's a minor with a major 7th. But you can alter that 7th. So it's close enough, because it is a minor chord, that you can make it a dominant 7th instead of a minor 7th. And you have that liberty to do so. And that gives you the 2-5-1 in the harmonic minor scale. So that's just a little bit of information in the event that you look at the A flat major scale and you see what the actual numbers are using the number system for the G chord, the C chord, and the F chord, and wonder, well, why isn't it a 7-3-6? Well, the reason it's not a 7-3-6 because the way I'm using it, the 3 is not a minor chord. The 3 becomes a dominant chord, which pushes that progression into a different scale. So I hope this helps you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching my tutorials. Simple chords are the building blocks for making advanced chords. And I hope you find that these tutorials are helpful to you on your musical journey. Please like, subscribe, and share these tutorials with others who have a desire to learn how to play music at the piano. I look forward to sharing other tutorials with you in future videos.